1 p.m. 3:31 p.m.
Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. It's Sherry. Trying to follow up with the drawing that you sent. Just the drawing that you sent. Hi, Dave. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. What I do is come in. The drawing that you sent. What I do is the drawing that you sent. Right off the bat. The drawing that you sent. 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 Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. It's Sherry. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. It's Sherry.
3:31 p.m. 3:31 p.m. 3:31 p.m.
Hi, Dave. It's Sherry. Hi, Dave. It's Sherry.
Hello?
Hello. That sounds like us.
What's going on? Oh, that's the producer. There we go.
There we are. Hey guys. Happy you can join us.
Yeah.
We got good sound, we got good audio. We'll check that out in the comments. That will scroll up probably in half an hour to let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Still gotta get that upload speed going better here.
Yeah.
But,
Working on it. But
Yeah. It's, who's here? Who's here? Let's check it out.
It's Friday, folks.
It is Friday.
And it is supposed to be warm tomorrow.
Yeah.
Above freezing for the first time in I don't know how long. Amazing.
We got CB's Greenhouse and Garden. We got Goldchuff Farm, Greenacre Homestead. I think it's Sam. Hunchak Wilderness Experience. Larry Kessner. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm. Mike.
Mikey's here.
Oak Knob Farm. Off-Grid Bound. Prep Sitter Bob. RIG Outdoors. Rhonda Rame? Sean Primer is here.
Sean Primer.
Start from Seed Homestead. The Bearded Giant. Off-Grid Homesteading Woman. Woods Family Homestead.
There's probably a few other folks here that are tuning in.
Hasn't said something yet. RIG Outdoors, did I say that?
Amy B's here.
Amy B's here.
I know where Amy B came from, and don't worry, Amy. We're definitely chatting about that tonight.
My mom's here. Tim Barrett's here.
Uncle Tim and Mom. Awesome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Yes, welcome to Friday Night Live at Bois Homestead. Do we have anything to talk about tonight?
No, that's it.
Yep, that's the show right there.
Well, why don't we start with this week's shenanigans? What did we get up to this week?
Well, we've been working on a maple syrup evaporator.
So last weekend we spent some time trying to gather all those ingredients, materials. Kind of didn't get everything the first time around, but Dave found some today, so we're all set.
Hopefully that's a little better, Sam. Sorry about that. We're trying something new with the tunes tonight. Where were you going with that?
We almost have the evaporator. We have everything to make it. We have all the components.
I think so. I hope so. We need a chimney cap, though. Haven't been able to find a chimney cap. Not too worried about not having a chimney cap, but, you know, be a nice thing to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got no mail.
Nope. We got a Canadian Tire flyer.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Dave took Caddis for a walk one day.
Yeah, we headed up to Batchewana Bay. Right down on Lake Superior there, and
Well, we take her for a walk every day, but I meant like off the property.
Off the property, we headed up that way.
On last Sunday, we went for a drive. We were hunting for the elusive ice caves. They're not that elusive. There's some known spots. We thought we'd find some in the park, but we didn't have much luck, and then it just started getting bad weather. But we do have some footage.
We do. We have a little bit. We traveled all the way up to Wawa in search of the ice caves. And we didn't have much luck, but what we did find, I mean, we're going out again tomorrow. But this is just a little bit of the frozen northern Ontario that we did get out to have a look at. This is Old Woman Bay.
Yeah, so you've seen the footage of Old Woman Bay before when there was water to see. And now it's snow covered. Headed out on a little trail there.
And what happens on Lake Superior, and other lakes as well, but you get these massive ice shoves that come in, generally before everything really freezes up, and they form these gigantic ice caves, which we did not find. We were unsuccessful. But we did find some cool stuff. It's kind of like, it's almost like walking on the moon or something. Maybe not the moon, but just, it's like walking in another land.
You gotta be careful too, because anywhere you could possibly fall through the snow or the ice. There's some people have been falling through in this one place that we are going to go tomorrow.
Sawpit Bay.
Sawpit Bay.
Yeah. So definitely expect more and much more exciting video from the ice caves.
So that's basically the beginning of an ice cave there.
Yeah. How they start to form.
Yeah, so that was last weekend. Yeah. That's about all we got up to.
Yeah.
All our shenanigans.
Hoth. Yes. Yes, Andrew. That's exactly it. It's so weird walking around here. I mean, we've lived in these conditions or whatever for a long time, and it's still every winter. It's very cool. Mm-hmm. Everything transforms into something new.
Well, I have yet to see the ice caves. The ice caves in this area are like world renowned.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually New York Times put out a top 52 places to go travel, and those caves made it.
The ice caves were in there.
I think it was in the top 10 even.
Yeah. It was pretty recently that came out.
Yeah, that was a recent article.
Yeah. If anyone has a link to that, any of the mods, feel free to link that.
And they're worried that with climate change, it might not be there forever. So it's one of those possibly not forever things to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's close by, so we'll keep an eye on it for you guys. And we'll let you know if we find the secret ice caves.
CB Greenhouses kill the static.
Kill the static.
Is there still static? Is there still static?
Yeah, we've been having problems with
Perhaps Bob is hearing it too.
with the microphone here. It's hard to say what it is. Let me put my headphones on for a sec here. Yep, I'm hearing the static. I do not know what it is though.
What's that? You still hear static?
No, it's still there. It's definitely still there. Let me check one other setting here, folks. This has been an ongoing problem for us.
No one said anything before. Is that better?
Is this a little better? Let's see what happens here.
Is it better on you?
It got better in the headphones. But I'm not sure what it would be.
CV says kill the player.
See,
Oak says got it.
Got it? Okay. So Oak Knob, that's that
Off-grid Homestead Women said better too.
yeah, that's that noise reduction thing I was talking about. But what I did was just turned it back on, so I'm going to remove these. Okay, hopefully that's a little better for folks. We've been having this weird swoosh thing that happens. So we've been working to try and get rid of that. Apparently what we tried to do made it worse.
Of course.
So we won't do that again.
No.
Yeah, the swoosh comes and goes, but I don't know what it is. One sec.
What's going on?
We've been trying to get this running, which is what we use for our videos. However, it just does not want to work with our computer. So, anyways, we can carry on now that the static is gone.
We're going to start with the video of the week. We only put out one video this week.
We did. Which is okay. That's kind of back to where we want to be. And that video was
Wild morel mushrooms. So this is an old video that we made when we were back on our old property. So sadly, we do not have that hot spot right now, but we might. We don't know, but there's some good habitat really close to us and some on our land. So we're hoping to be able to have as much luck, but we just kind of talked about tips on how to harvest morels and how to identify them and how not to mix them up with false morels.
Yeah,
More to come.
more to come. We will have some how to prepare your morels for storage, things like that, how to dry them. Definitely.
Is the game turned up on your mic? You seem detached.
No,
from
yeah, we got it. It's too much to decipher right now, Sam. I've been trying to figure this problem out for a long time. But we can yak about it over on Content Creators.
Yes. I had a very serious face, Leanna. So Amanda's face.
Yeah. Amanda gets pretty serious, that's for sure.
It's serious hunting for morels. Those things are delicious.
They are. Looking forward to that. That's probably 3 weeks away.
More than that.
3?
More than that.
Between 3 and
Look how much snow we have.
Between 3 and 19 weeks away.
Yeah. Probably more like 12 weeks, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I might not even be here for that. Hopefully.
Yeah, you'll probably be here. It'll be right on the cusp of when you have to go back to that other place.
Yeah, I have to travel back and forth, field work. So.
It is what it is.
Yes.
Yep.
Um,
I'm going to try and sneak something back in here, guys. Just to see what happens.
oh, the sound?
Yeah. Because I don't think that was related to
Oh, okay.
what was going on.
We have a lead on places to go here as well. We have mentioned this before, but I have GPS coordinates of where commercial mushroom commercial wild mushroom gatherers have
Yep.
found a bunch of different wild mushroom species before close to us. So down to the GPS location of where they found them. So we'll be able to use those as a guide. It's not like in our backyard, it's a little further away, but if we're not having as much luck here, then we have that as a backup plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty confident we're going to have plenty of morels right in the area here.
And we want to start seeding, like creating essentially a garden of them where on our property in a specific area so it's easier to hunt them and gather them, like putting some logs out and stuff. So
Yeah, and not only morels.
No, you want to talk about the logs, that's more for oyster mushrooms and chanterelles.
And shiitake if we want to get into other
Non-native.
more exotic mushrooms. But yeah, morels and aspen oyster is another one that I'm pretty confident we'll have here. We weren't here in the springtime last year. We were over in Manitoba still, so we're in somewhat of the same forest environment, so we should still have the same mushrooms growing here. One thing we're going to be lucky to have, though, is wild leeks, or
Yes.
ramps as they're otherwise known, which the population of those here is huge.
Yeah, like you'll never worry about finding those.
No,
There's so many of them.
pretty excited about that.
The key thing about those is they often are in a location with a lookalike that is poisonous, so you need to be careful. So we'll probably make a video about that.
Yeah, there are numerous other plants that grow alongside leeks or ramps that when you are harvesting them, you have to be very careful and looking at what is growing amongst the leeks.
Yeah, sorry, Tim says it's good to keep up the morale.
It is. Oh, well, Tim.
I think the groundhog did see Shadow, so
Which one?
the one closest to us.
Who's that?
Wyerton?
Wyerton Willie?
I don't know, but I
Yeah.
never really got that. It was like 4 weeks of spring or 4 more weeks of winter.
I think it's 6. But yeah, same thing. 4 weeks of, carry on.
Yeah.
Because you have a good point, especially as a scientist.
Well, they're both the same distance, so
Yeah.
amount of time.
Really
so
makes
it really
no
makes
difference.
sense.
It's just a tricky little thing. I saw something come through here from, how do we,
Oh yeah, puffballs too.
Larry, we will eventually go off-grid. Yes, we will definitely eventually go off-grid. That is our goal.
Mm-hmm.
The groundhog is a moron, Dave. I agree.
Cabin Life with Glenn and Maureen's going to tell us when they start hearing the peepers.
Yeah? Peepers are a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
When we lived in southern Ontario in a little trailer on my grandparents' farm off-grid for a summer,
Mm-hmm.
the peepers were so loud we couldn't sleep.
If you were sitting outside at night, you couldn't hear each other talking.
No, we would have to yell at each other.
And people didn't believe us. And we had a friend over, and he's like, I know peepers. I've lived by a pond before. It's not that bad. And he's like, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear myself thinking. It was so loud.
Yeah, he came to stay. We were fishing for a few days, and he was crashing out with us, and yeah.
Have I told my Connecticut story yet?
Which one?
The peepers one.
No, I don't know. Tell it.
Okay, I'm going to tell it. It's related.
Yeah.
So the city we lived in,
Was it a city?
well, we didn't live in, the city we lived near, where we went grocery shopping, there was frogs everywhere, like statues of frogs everywhere. There's this bridge with
Oh,
frogs
yeah.
on it. There was just frogs everywhere. And we're like, why is the frog so famous here? So it turns out that they're very proud of this in like an odd, jokingly good way. When the first settlers came there, they were staying there overnight and they heard all this really, really loud noises. And they thought they were being attacked by the First Nations people, the native people that lived there. And so they started just shooting into the forest like crazy and shooting. And all it was the peepers. All it was frogs making really loud noises. And so they kind of adopted how silly they were, and
Well, that was Willimantic. Willimantic, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And when you pull into town in Willimantic, there's a big bridge that goes over the Willimantic River, and there are these massive statues of frogs. And that's what.
Oh, smelt dipping, yeah. That we have a really good smelt river right beside us.
Yeah. Right at the pretty much at the end of the driveway there.
People just hang out at the beach there and their barbecues and yeah, there's just so many smelt that come in that run. It's a really good run.
Mm-hmm. I'm considering offering parking space at the end of our laneway
Laneway, yeah. I don't think we're that close.
in exchange for smelt.
Oh, I see.
We're only about a 5, maybe 10-minute walk to get down there.
Yeah, it's 2 kilometers to the Mouth River.
Yeah.
River of the Mouth. That means a bit.
Not too bad. Not too bad of a walk, that's for sure.
So 2 kilometers would be more than 10 minutes.
Well, it depends how far you walk or how fast you walk.
Well, obviously.
I'm a walker.
Most people walk,
so-
but like 3 kilometers an hour.
Oh. Do I?
I don't know. I haven't measured you.
You'll have to measure that in Amanda. Increments.
That's a lot of Amandas. Mowing lawns in frog season, it's sad. Oh, no, maybe don't mow your lawn then.
Yeah, don't mow your lawn. You have a lawn? I don't know many folks that have a lawn. Lawns are so weird. It's like this North American tradition to have this big green patch of stuff out in your front yard that all you do is cut it down.
It's a universal brain lawn.
It is. It is.
Good second income. Good parking spaces. Yeah.
Off-Grid Bounds tuned in. Nice. We've been watching your videos, buddy. It's been cool to see you travel all the way down there. Hopefully you guys get things set up nice and quick.
Deep fried smelt.
Yep. Deep fried smelt. Tasty. Oh man, we gotta stop talking about smelt.
Yeah. So next thing we want to talk about was International Women's Day. Today is International Women's Day.
It is.
And for Canada, it's hashtag Innovate for Change. I downloaded some information about International Women's Day because Didn't know much about it, but it was started in the U.S. Unofficially in 1909. It was observed on the 28th of February by the Socialist Party. They started it in honor of the 1908 garment workers' strike in New York. And then a lot of things that has to do with the First World War, a lot of socialist things in Austria and Germany and Denmark. It was marked over there for the right to vote for women, and then I think it was officially designated as International Women's Day in 1975. That's pretty cool. Quite a history.
Very cool.
In honor of that, we thought we would talk about this book that our friend Tyler Schwartz wrote and made pictures for.
And this is a book that outlines the lives of 10 women in the 20th century that were overcoming social burdens.
It was Revolutionary Women of the 20th Century is a collection of paintings and biographies centered on the lives of 10 exceptional women who fought for change in a world experiencing the birth of a global revolution. Spanning continents and disciplines, these women's lives represent a vibrant, cross-sectional examination not only of the women's revolution, but of the broader social and cultural changes that were taking place as humans entered a new age. Yeah. So that's the book. Cool book.
Yeah, it's a very cool book. It really looks into stories of women that have kind of been lost in history and just have been ignored, I even want to say, and how the history of our social structure is actually built on women. And without this history that we have, it's hard to understand where we might be right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would urge folks to check out Tyler's website, his paintings, and in particular this book. Gives you a very interesting look from a male perspective into how women form our lives.
Mm-hmm. And he lives near, well, not near you, but closer to you than us, Andrew. He lives in California.
Yep.
Los Angeles.
Yep. Good friend of mine from my teenage years and going forward. And we still are in touch daily. He lives right in the heart of LA now. Been down to visit him.
Mm-hmm. You went to Joshua Tree.
Yep, we went to Joshua Tree Park. Had some fun out there.
Saw some Boy Scouts.
Yep. Big Boy Scout troop down there, working on their bushcraft skills. That was pretty cool to see.
Okay, Oaknow Farm. How is it the left coast? How do you know that? Depends on which way you're looking.
It does depend, but
it could be the right coast.
No, it's the left
coast.
coast.
If I'm looking down, it's the right coast.
No, it's the left coast.
I don't agree. It's a round globe.
That is true. It is a round globe.
Yes, so it really depends on where you're standing.
If you are facing the globe, it's on the left-hand side. Wait, that is going on the right.
If you're facing it? From
Yes.
where? Like from the moon?
Like if you're looking at a map.
If you're looking at a map, yes. But if you're on that map at any one point, it's not going to be left. Only very, very specific areas of facing. Anyways, doesn't matter.
It's also a left-leaning side of the country.
Yes.
And that kind of goes for both Canada and the United States.
Oaknow Farm thinks it's funny that I think we're looking down from Canada.
We are. We are looking...
We're on that big wall that we built.
Yeah.
We have to look down from that wall.
Yeah.
Or like Game of Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, or The Wall.
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
Because those guys put a big perimeter around the Earth, apparently, I've heard from some weird people. It was like a 200-foot wall all around us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of snow.
Snow. Yeah. And another thing we want to talk about, which we kind of alluded to last week, is the Boreal Forest.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna step into there now, eh? You just keep talking. This will take me a sec here. We've been getting a little bit almost too
What?
complex with our live streams.
Yeah, I know. He's got like 100 things he has to click on here.
Yeah. There we go.
Boreal Forest
There we go.
Medieval Village.
And I know we have a few folks tuned in. Hey Joey, how's it going? We do have a few folks tuned in here that are currently members of the Boreal Forest Medieval Village.
Mm-hmm. So we have a little printout here. They have
Yeah.
an information package if you're interested in going. So this place is 25 minutes from us, about, not including the driving on the back roads, whatever you'd have to do to get there. So,
Well, just this is an alternate way of living.
yes, so they've created a not-for-profit corporation in the form of a members association, and they want to purchase this really large portion of land and split it up into half-acre parcels, which you can purchase one or more, and it's $2,400 per half acre. That includes administration fee and access to all the common areas. So they're looking to sell 125 acres, and then the rest will be common space.
And the size of the property is?
It's not on here. I think it's 240 acres. No,
I think it's
198 acres. It
Oh,
says?
okay. Maybe the previous property.
190 acres because they had to take out all the lakes because they don't own the lakes.
Right.
And they're it's like a community for people who are interested in environmentally sound living practices, living off grid. There's gonna be no power running to the property. You also can't have a sewage system, so you need to have like composting toilets and earth-friendly housing, and they're looking into permaculture and homesteading, and it's very affordable land, and you can buy into it if you're from the States. What's really important, it's an unorganized township, so other than some rules about how you deal with your waste, there's really not many rules about what you can build. There's some rules about how far away from water, but they can build a safe off-road community, create permaculture farming like in the medieval days, and underdevelop. I really like this. They keep on talking about how they want to underdevelop the property as best as they can.
And so many of the images you are seeing in this little slideshow are actually from the first project that was developed, Kirkland Lake area, where it is in its second or third year, and it has 73 members, I think. It has at least 70 members, and it is currently sold out. And so the folks that are developing there are helping project number 2 to develop their bylaws for the area, things like that. And just giving advice on, so the community came together and purchased like a backhoe, some tractors, things like that. They've come together to put in the roads in the area. And again, this is, it's something that's being developed in Northern Ontario here, that yes, Americans are able to buy into it, so there's no question about that. I'm hoping that we can get some of the mods to pop links in. Currently, the best way to reach folks is on their Facebook group.
Yeah, Jason wants to know if there's an alternative way because he doesn't have Facebook.
Jason,
Amy might know that.
Yeah, and Amy, if you can post a link to Anthony's email address, that would be great.
Can she post links?
Well, even if she can't, it will show up and someone else can,
Okay.
or we can make sure that we make that work. I should have had that ready.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, my cousin is developing this project. I think I mentioned that in the last live stream. And this is not a new thing for him that he has been developing. He's been developing eco-villages across, particularly Ontario, but Canada, for, man, like 20 years, 15 or 20 years, all of which have had success. It depends on where you see yourself, because this is a community-focused project. This is not a secluded, off-grid, you're on your own kind of thing. This is...
And yeah, there's no building codes other than you have to have compost toilets. There's no other rules about building. We're in an organized township. They're in a different unorganized township than us. But yes, Andrew, you can build basically whatever you want. There might be some community rules about maybe sizes. I don't know.
It depends on how the folks...
You might not want something that revolves and you can see from space kind of thing.
Yeah.
But... And also you won't have power, so that kind of limits how crazy your build can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you mention that the lot size for investing is a half acre? Was that part of...
I did.
Okay.
You can buy any number of half acres, but the minimum size is half acre, 2,400.
For folks wondering about firearms, as long as you're properly licensed with your firearms are not a problem in Canada. Everyone thinks firearms are a problem here. They are not a problem here. We just go through a different way of licensing folks to have firearms. Okay, so I don't want to get too in depth in that. I mean, we can chat on that over on content creators a little further, maybe through private messenger and whatnot. Firearms are not a problem, provided you have the proper licensing to carry your firearms. Okay. It's just in Canada, not everyone can. It's not a right here. Okay, I'm going to end the firearm discussion there. We all hunt here.
Yeah, Mike has some extra things there. So there's some variances, like you need to be a certain distance away from water.
Yes.
And if you wanted, if you wanted to get a mortgage on it or insurance on it later, which I think they're trying to recommend not doing these types of things, then you will have to pass like electrical codes and all that other stuff.
Yeah. And that said, what Mike was bringing up, if you are interested, head over to that Facebook group or get in touch with us and we can make sure that you get access to documents that will explain everything to you. Like Mike was saying, there are variances and everything is followed as far as Ministry of Natural Resources code goes and things like that. So you can't build your house 2 feet from the lake. That just kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, that kind of goes with everywhere now. But as far as when you want to build your structure to live in, there are
community rules, but that will be the major limitation for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean was wondering which cousin. It's Anthony Barrett.
Yes, Anthony. You have met Anthony, Sean, otherwise known as AMP. If you go to that Facebook group, Sean, this might be right up your alley for the stuff you've been talking about with getting started with and stuff. So,
yeah. So I think Tavis wants.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what.
Is she in frame? Aww.
So that's our producer currently.
She's really tired. We're boring her. Hopefully we're not boring everybody else as much as we're boring her.
Yeah.
is falling asleep.
See, the problem is that we told her she was going to be on YouTube tonight, and she was like, "Kino, is Kino going to be watching?
Is Kino watching?
Kino? Oh,
Oh.
Kino."
Scout? I think Mike wins.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to continue to some extent promoting the Boreal Forest Medieval Village project because I think it's a really great idea, especially for folks that are looking for this kind of thing but are at a loss to find this option. I mean, had we have known about this years ago, it didn't really exist years ago, but this is something that we would have kind of tuned into to be looking at as an option for the things we want to do. It's not entirely what we are looking for. That's not to say that we're not kind of the wheels aren't turning in our head about also purchasing a small lot in this area and having, because out here where we are, we're alone. Like, we're totally alone. I mean, it's not like you can walk to your neighbor's house and
Across the road.
have dinner and have a few drinks.
We could have crossed the road.
Well, we could, but
It's a bit of a walk.
yeah.
Yeah, there's not much of a community really close to us. We found some somewhat local communities, and they're great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's one of us has to either have to sleep over or one of us doesn't drink. It's not like just popping by and hanging out by the campfire. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Definitely. I'd maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See where it goes. Let's see what she's doing now. Oh.
No. He's a little bit more awake now. Nope. It's almost like she knows the camera is a way of looking at us.
She does. She totally does.
Okay. So what's changed? What's changed with us since we came back on Grid Day? What hasn't changed?
Back on grid. What hasn't changed? Well, I mean,
We're still cooking on a stove.
yeah.
We don't even have a regular stove plugged in. So we're playing around with how we want our kitchen to be. And I moved the stove, and there's no plug there. And so we have no regular stove, electric stove. So
Yeah.
we've just been continuously using the wood stove and to heat, because that's basically the only option we have there. And I often still walk into rooms and don't. Now it's the opposite. Now I'm walking into rooms thinking I can't turn the switch. I'm just doing stuff in the dark. Like before this live stream, I was sitting in the bedroom in the dark because I needed some dark. I was missing dark.
It is very bright in here.
It feels very bright.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, our lighting here is not that great.
No, we have all LED, like 5 watt, like not the low light kind of dim, soft light bulbs. We only have 4 of them on. But it still feels bright. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You can sell your piece of land, yes.
yes, you can. And so this is why, if folks who are watching right now, if you are interested in more information about this project, if you don't have a Facebook, drop a comment after this is done, like just in the regular YouTube comment area. I will reply to it, and we will get in touch so that I can put you in touch with Anthony so that you can discuss things further. It's a pretty complex project.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a whole bunch of levels.
and yes, you can sell your property. You're basically purchasing a half acre for $2,400, and realistically, once you put a building on that property, a year or two from now, that property is honestly in this area worth between $30,000 and $60,000, depending on what you do with that property. If you just got a bare piece of land there, you're looking at like $5,000 or $6,000. If you put a cabin on, composting toilet, things like that, you're at a level that is in the cottage level.
Yeah, we can move on from that. It's getting warmer this weekend. We're getting excited about that. It's been quite cold still, like below normal. It's been the minus 20s every day, Celsius. But this weekend it's supposed to get above freezing.
Yes, above 0 for us Canadians.
Yeah.
Above 32
Which is crazy.
for the Americans watching.
Yeah.
It is. Man, it's been cold here.
Yeah.
But
So I see in the comments you guys are talking about content creators. You can throw the link up there.
yep, for sure.
Content creators is a cool little Discord group that you go to and you can talk about different things about content creation and also general things. We set up collaborations there for other content creators. And
Bush Track Boost just tuned in. Been watching the last few videos you put up. Awesome.
yes, above 0 means maple. We're probably gonna pack down some trails to our trees.
Yeah,
this
we gotta
weekend.
start that tomorrow. Oh, it's not gonna be fun.
The snow is so deep,
Yeah.
so
We're
it's
gonna
going to
be
be hard getting to our trees.
we're gonna be up to our waists trying to carve the trails around here. Mike, if you're still watching, consider bringing that sled up here and we'll just putt around. You know, and we'll make some trails.
They might just go.
Depending on how fast you go, but there's a lot of trees out there. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be that bad. Bring Scout.
But with the warm weather comes the storms.
Yeah,
So
probably snow.
tomorrow is going to be beautiful. It's supposed to be sunny. Sunday, we're looking at another foot or two of snow.
It's been barely any snow. You haven't pulled out the snowblower in probably like a week.
For a week? Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't. I should have because the snowplow came by down at the end of the laneway there. And
Mhm.
yeah, we've got half a laneway down at the end there now. Or half a exit to get out onto the road.
Bunch of snow boulders were blown into or pushed into our driveway that Dave hasn't gotten yet.
No, I only saw them today. Today was my first time going all the way down there. And,
I sent you a picture.
well, you sent me a picture, but a picture, you know,
It's worth 1,000 words.
well, that one wasn't worth 1,000 words.
He's like, can you get around them? I'm like, yeah. Get around them. They're big. Open chat. Yeah. So we want to talk about the Self-Reliant Roadshow.
Yes.
That's coming up very soon.
What are we at now? Here, we gotta be... Okay, it's like the...
It's March 8th.
It's 22 days? Bob, what are we at here? 22 days? Someone fill me in here. Anyways, the Self-Reliant Roadshow. Coming to a homestead near you. Starting off in the United States, but traveling all around, all over the place. And I imagine some folks in here will link that. Prep Stutter Bob and Mrs. B have their bus pretty much fully converted. They got it painted this week.
24 Celsius? Is it in Ontario? Shane?
No, it
that
couldn't have
can't
been.
be.
Yeah, couldn't be 24 Celsius down there
Why
today.
is so warm? That's crazy. I don't think that's possible.
Hold on, Billy's My Uncle Billy is sending me a message here. I gotta see what's going on.
22 days tomorrow.
He was in Ottawa last Friday with a bunch of folks, Jeff Moore and family, at the Fair Trade Conference.
Ooh.
Hopefully you didn't get snowed in out there, Uncle Billy. We can go back to what we were...
Well, we don't
22 days tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
Self-Reliant Roadshow is going to go around to different properties and communities and helping people out with whatever they need help with and whatever help he can provide. And it should be quite the interesting series of videos that come out of this. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and there's 2 channels there. So there's the Prep Starter Bob channel, and then there's the Self-Reliant Roadshow. Both worth checking out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Self-Reliant Roadshow is the one you're going to want to watch for the next little while.
Mm-hmm. It's going to keep them busy. Hunchak Wilderness is here. Hello. Thanks for joining us. They got a painted bus just this week, and they got decals going on the bus this week.
Yep.
They're converted a bus for very cheap, very industrious.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to say, Bob. A few $100. They were able to convert it into a quite livable bus. Yep.
Actually, possibly more livable than our space right now.
Yeah, they have a functional sink. Yeah.
Tell us about the sink, Amanda.
What sink?
The sink in the bus. They got a nice
They
apron
have
sink.
like a apron sink, like a
Farm sink.
farm sink, which I really want, and so I was able to point at that and be like, "Dave, that's what I want."
I know. I had no idea what she was talking about
No.
until I saw the video.
Yeah.
Bob, did you pick that out, or was that a Mrs. B thing? I'd be interested to know. I had no idea what those things were until...
Plus 24 for sure. Plus 15 in the basement.
Oh, you're talking in the house?
We had plus 24 in the house today. Our wood stove, we had all the windows open
Yeah.
in our house today because it was so hot.
It got up to 28 degrees in the house today.
And that was from the stove, but also because we have a really big south-facing window, and it gets so hot if you don't close the curtains. So we'll have to be careful about that in the summer. For sure.
And that's 28 degrees Celsius, which is probably like 9,200 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. I'm still not able to do the conversions.
Multiply it by 9.
Scientists
Divide it by 5.
Yeah.
And add 32.
Yeah. So what is 28 then? Fahrenheit? What is it?
It's like 66 or something.
Come on, it's probably like 98.
No, it's not.
It's probably...
It might be in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, I think 28 Celsius is higher than 70 Fahrenheit. Pulling out the calculator here, folks.
Yeah, go on.
Let's see what we come up with.
Keep going.
What are we doing?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
We were talking about Bob and the Self-Reliant Roadshow. I don't know if there's more to talk about with that.
82 Fahrenheit.
82. Okay, so I guess you weren't
82
too far
Fahrenheit.
off then. You weren't too far
Not as
off.
far. We were both equally far off.
Yeah.
In different directions.
Okay, multiply by 5, divide by, add 32.
Divide by 9.
See, Kevin making sawdust? I hear you there. 543. 543.
You multiply it by 9, divide it by 5, and then add 32.
Let's see what Caddis has to say about this. That's how hot it is in here.
And that's the number for pi. Very true. Yes, Mike, I know. I was doing that wrong in my head.
Everyone gave Caddis a big thumbs up. She's our producer, and she has a really hard time dealing with us.
She's like, why aren't we eating? And why aren't you petting me right now?
What's this?
So we have less than 10 minutes left. So was there anything that you wanted to talk about, Dave, that we didn't get to?
Nothing specifically for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do any folks have any topics they wanted to get to tonight? Anything we missed? Anything you wanted to hear us talk about?
Yeah, a boot.
A boot?
We're gonna go out boot in a boot.
What have we been talking about?
Living up here. Syrup. We are also going to tap some birch, Dave. Are you going to tap some birch this year?
Oh, yeah. But with birch, that comes after the maples. So,
How much after?
well, birch requires the daytime and nighttime temperatures to be above 0. Or above freezing. Sorry. We should keep this on an international level.
Mm-hmm.
So, maple trees require below freezing at night and above freezing in the daytime. Birch, they need to be equal. It needs to be above freezing day,
We got some questions.
day and night. Okay?
Okay, so do you play the bongos?
I do play the bongos sometimes. I was actually taught by my Uncle Tim. We still play the bongos once in a while when we get together.
Do you have any bongos here?
Well, I do have. They're out in the storage shed there with the rest of my musical equipment.
Yeah.
For some reason, suffering in the cold.
Why are you looking at me? I didn't choose a house that has 2 bedrooms, 2 rooms in it.
Yes, you did.
Well, I guess we both did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Any Canadian themed videos coming up? Well, all of our videos are Canadian themed.
Yeah, they are all Canadian themed, but
Particularly like pointing out Canadian isms or something. We're still thinking about that. We don't have one in particular planned. How long we've been married? Facebook just reminded us that we got engaged.
4 years ago?
We got engaged 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yesterday. Is that yesterday?
it was this week. I don't know. So we've been married.
5 years.
Depends on which marriage date you count.
Yeah, we so a funny thing, we secretly got married, just with my parents and Amanda's parents present.
For legality purposes, so Dave can come down to Connecticut with me.
Yes, so that I could live in the U.S. legally.
So that was like 4 years ago. Like 4 years ago this summer.
Yep.
And then we got married, real married. We call it the real marriage because it was in front of our friends and family.
And it was a big party.
Yeah.
Woo!
The year after.
And our wedding cake was a piñata that Amanda made.
Yeah, I made a piñata. Just went to town.
Oh man, I wish we had video of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think some people do.
Yeah?
There's at least pictures out there going around. Yeah, so for 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is, who are our favorite YouTubers? Don't you? That's hard. All of you people in the chat room.
Yeah, that's a really tough one, Shane. I mean, Shane, we watch pretty much only YouTube. We watch maybe 2 hours a week of what you would call TV. And generally that's like watching the CBC News or something like that. Our regular programming is YouTube channels that we watch. So, man, yeah, we watch a lot of YouTube. If you were to go to our actual channel page and go through our featured channels and channels that we recommend, you would find the channels that are our favorites.
I don't think we've kept that update though. I think we have some other favorites that are on that. Tim wants to know, when does the merping happen there?
The merping? I don't know. We might need you up here to millwright the merping, Uncle Tim.
And Northstar Prepster wants to know if tapping the tree keeps it from leaking from the branch tips, so it won't leak all over car.
No, that will not help, Kathy. That's more so what that is from little lesions in the branch tips and in the buds that causes that to drip. So tapping it won't necessarily help, but I would urge you to tap your birch trees so that you can make birch syrup, despite the fact that it won't help the birch from dripping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's benefits.
A cottage in Pike Bay, Shane. I spent probably a decade of my summers as a youth in Little Pike Bay, just south of Pike Bay. I think it is south, maybe it's north, but you know, over in that area, Floridale, Lion's Head, over in that area. Love the area. Absolutely love it.
Oh, for salamander sex.
Oh.
Herping.
Herping. You got the M and the H messed up there. That's okay.
Yeah.
Our property is going to be
gosh.
a mecca of herping.
We can do a lot of herping here. There will be a lot of salamander orgies all over our property. There's so many like little slightly lower areas that water will accumulate. So when the ice and the snow starts to melt in the spring, that's when the salamanders start to have fun. And if you go out late at night with lights, and you're careful, I do not recommend doing this lightly because you have to not disturb them and not disturb their habitat and not disturb their fun, or else there won't be more salamanders. So, but yeah, people go out, they call it herping because our herpetology is the study of salamanders and the likes.
Amphibians.
So,
but Uncle Tim, you're going to have spots in right on your property there, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, yours would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably will be able to find you some salamander orgies.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when I come down in a month or so, I guess 2 months, for the Great Barrett fishing trip, we will do a little patrol of the property and see what we can find. And if we don't find anything, we'll bring Dr. Amanda down. We'll find some herping.
I'll be down in that area for a fish ID course for minnows. Anyways, going to my old school. It'll be fun. See some my old friends.
And I will be fishing with all my Barretts.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be fun too. Probably a lot more fun than what you're doing.
No, mine will be much more fun. I'll probably see more fish.
Uncle Timmy?
Not a live one, so probably not.
I don't know about that.
Got newts.
We are salamander voyeurs. Yes. Yes, Joey. It is a thing. Okay, we're hitting 9 o'clock.
Oh, wow. That is that time. Another time, exactly the same time as when it's good to go herping, is it's good to listen for the woodcocks, which is a really cool bird that makes a very vocal mating display. And right when it starts to get dark, the males fly up in the air, and then they make this really, really loud noise, and they're like, woo, and they dive bomb to the ground, and then you'll see all the females fly to where the male landed.
Yeah,
and it's a really cool
and that reminds
display.
me, I have some very cool video of that from when we were out in Manitoba. Because we had, the property was just crawling with woodcocks. Just crawling with them.
Get a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're really cool.
Very cool. They got this big, long beak.
Yeah.
And if you try and sneak up on them, they always win. You can't sneak up on them.
Mm.
But yeah, if folks have woodcock in the area and haven't seen the mating ritual of woodcocks, very cool to see.
So make a double trip of it. Watch some woodcocks mating, and then you stay up later and watch some herps.
Yep, because the herping you got to do after dark.
Yep. So one's at sunset, and the other one's late at night. But yeah, it is 9:01. Woo! So thanks for stopping by, everyone. Lots of rough grouse. Oh, delicious.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of grouse here, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
With any luck, maybe a hen walks into our little chicken coop out there and decides to make her clutch in there.
And then we raise them?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll see.
All right, Kathy.
Yeah.
You have a good night. I know the time change, not fun.
Yeah, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Woo! More light at night, though. It's harder in the morning, but...
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. But thank you guys for stopping by. Expect another video out on Tuesday, hopefully of the ice caves. If not, we'll have something fun for you.
Maybe it'll just be doing laundry. Something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then back here again on Friday.
Yep. Till next time, folks. See ya.
One, dig out. One, dig out.
Hi, Dave. It's Jerry. Hi, Dave. It's Jerry. It's Jerry. Trying to follow up with the drawing that you sent. Just the drawing that you sent. Hi, Dave. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. But I feel come in. The drawing that you sent. But I feel but the drawing that you sent. Right off the bat. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent.